You're coming.
Talking loud in the nighttime air. Voices clash, we get down and care. Opinions flare like they matter so. But who's right, we'll never know. Microphones like weapons drawn. Swagger in the twilight dawn. Each word iron, each thought steel. To be heard is the final deal. Howling offense in the midnight haze. Everybody's offended, each one sways. We're offended, you're offended, that's the way. Claim the night with the things we say. Truths clash like broken dreams. Voice to voice, let it scream. What's real in this foggy light? Bow hard till the morning light. Feel the hunger of the crowd. Anxious to erupt so loud. Unity in discord side. Witness as their worlds collide. Howling up as in the midnight haze. Everybody's offended, each one's ways. We're offended, you're offended, that's the way. Claim the night with the things we say. Truths clash like broken dreams. Raise your voice, let it scream. What's real in this foggy light? Battle hard till the morning light. Feel the hunger of the crowd. Anxious to erupt so loud. Unity in discord's tide. Witness as their worlds collide. Howling offense in the midnight haze. Everybody's offended, each one's ways. We're offended, you're offended, that's the way. Claim the night with the things we say. We say. We say. We say.
Why are you gay?
Voice we say. Voice we say.
You're welcome.
Yes, my mother twitted my fucking temples.
You fuckers. Oh, I mean, fantastic. Oh, that's
Yeah, you.
That's great.
I mean, hey,
Hi.
what is up, everybody? Welcome to We're Offended, You're Offended. I'm
Yep.
Kim. That one's Tyler, and that one's Chris, our returning guest.
I've been a bad friend.
A little bit. A
A
little bit.
bit.
Like if you lived closer, I would literally drive down.
Come over
there
to my
and just,
house
like,
and smack. Yeah. Yeah.
100%. If you are new here, hi, hello, welcome. Don't forget to hit the little subscribe button down below. And thank you for clicking on the little button to come sit with us instead of the craziness going on in the world this week. And today is our chill stream. So we're just
Gonna
be
talk
all
about
over the place.
stuff.
Me
We're
all
gonna
over the
talk
place.
about stuff.
You know, I want to talk
This
about
is my
this.
first chill stream, so
I want to talk about this.
Sex,
Oh, no.
baby. Let's
I'm
talk about
scared.
you and
I'm
me.
sad. Tyler, when you say stuff like that, it scares me.
Me too.
Fred Hahn. So this just came out. Oh, whoops, sorry. This is the wrong one. Where is it?
What?
Stand with Fred Hahn. Oh no, he apparently has stepped down. Steps down. There we go. 4 hours ago. This is breaking.
He looks like he should be wearing lipstick and high heels. Like I'm
Yeah.
That's a big mouth.
Well,
right. I'm sure his boyfriend thinks so too. I don't know if he's gay or not, but
oh, you know how some guys have that like gay lisp thing? Like you hear,
Yeah.
oh my god, yes. I'm not gay.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
I'm
you're
not
yeah,
gay. I'm special.
yeah. If you're not gay, then I'm
I'm
straight.
not, I'm not gay. I'm special. I just like, Dolly Parton. No.
Dolly
And for her
Parton.
for her outfits, not because of her giant tits.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was
Hey,
all of the
you know
above.
what? You know what? Dolly loves to
Voice.
loves to talk about her big assets.
Was she? I wonder, is she Italian? Because she reminds me literally of a coworker of mine who is this very petite woman with a
With
very
huge
large chest and a
tatas.
very loud voice. And Dolly
And here's
Parton
the
was
thing.
very much like that. And I love Dolly
But
Parton
the
and my coworker.
people talk about the fact that she's had work done. I'm like, people, yeah, she's had necessary breast reductions 3 times. Thanks.
No,
Not only that, she's not
Yeah.
breast reduction. She has implants and stuff. Like she literally has come
Well,
out
those are
and
real.
talked about all of the plastic surgery that she has gotten because that was her dream, was to look like a quote unquote whore. She
mean-
wanted the blonde hair, bright red lips, big boobs.
She's naturally a blonde too. She just wears wigs.
No, I think she naturally had dark hair when she was younger.
Not in the 70s. Not when she started in country.
Well, no, not when she finally came out, no, but I'm talking when she was actually before she was famous.
Jesus. Like that, she can't see her feet.
Oh, okay.
No.
So she had a mousy blonde hair, but those are not her real, that's not her real chest. Those are implants.
Oh, yeah, really? Really? You couldn't tell with like
He was
she-
saying that they were real. I'm like,
no, but like them, like she's sagging everywhere else, but her tits are like defying gravity. Somehow they're going up. Freak.
Yeah, she was one of 12 children and wanted to stand out, and that she did.
Oh, she's always stood out.
Yeah. She
Hmm.
was
She
cute.
was
Kim.
big friend. She was big friends with Loretta and Patsy Cline.
I don't know
They
what those
were-
are.
Okay.
Loretta Lynn and Patsy Cline.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my
Like-
god.
You cannot. Oh, whoops. Oh, the horror. You cannot tell me in this picture here that her boobs are as big as they were in the picture we just seen.
No.
Not even close.
Like, no, not even a little bit. No, she's gorgeous. She still is gorgeous.
Show him who Loretta is.
Oh, yeah. What's her name?
Loretta Lynn.
Oh,
You guys should know who that is. Coal miner's daughter.
I don't know what that is. I'm not gay.
I'm
No,
sure if I
First lady of
heard
country
it,
music
maybe.
is what she was considered.
Yeah, I'm sure if I heard her, I'd probably know who she was. But
I'm proud to be coal miner's daughter.
why? What's
Nope.
happening? Oh, that was you. I'm like, where'd my camera go?
And
That was you.
and Patsy Cline is saying crazy. Here,
Don't play it.
I think I know what you're talking about.
don't play it.
Don't play it. Nope. Don't do it.
All right, so I wanted to. I think I know what you're talking about. The crazy for feeling so lonely. Yada yada yada.
Oh,
that
okay. Yeah, yeah.
Patsy was big in the 50s, died in a plane crash with her entire band. That's
Oh
how-
my God, that's horrible. But also,
She was best friends with
She's
Loretta.
with
Loretta
everyone.
came in the 50s. You ever see the movie Walk the Line with Joaquin Phoenix, who plays Johnny Cash?
yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back to this.
Oh man. All
This
right.
other
Yeah.
gay guy we were talking about.
Dolly Parton isn't gay. Joaquin Phoenix.
No.
Anyways,
Joaquin Phoenix is definitely not gay.
I don't know.
There are lots of gays that wish he was, but no.
I don't know. Hollywood's weird. All those people over there are all
It is weird.
they're all a
But
bunch of creeps.
there are plenty of people who are part of Hollywood that don't live in Hollywood for that very reason.
Yeah, like Billy Bob Thornton, he's like based. He's like one of the few like actually based actors. I know Sylvester Stallone left because of all the weird stuff going on there.
Oh yeah.
But,
Well, he's got a house in Sun River, not far from where I grew up.
good call. Yeah, get away from that creepy place. All those like cult worshiping.
California in general is a totally different. Yeah, it's just different.
Oh, I know. I've had the unpleasure of being there. But all right, I want to get into this. So Fred Hahn has stepped down as president of CUPE Ontario.
What is CUPE?
Oh, so that's Canadian Union of Public Employees. This is like the union that defends all government employees.
Oh my
in Canada.
God. He was the president of it? Oh,
Of Ontario, not national. National is, we could get into the national. But yeah, Fred Hahn, the Ontario president of the Canadian Union of Public Employee, who faced controversy over his stance on Palestine-Israel war against Hamas, says he will not run for re-election and end his 20-year tenure in May. The news comes after Hahn lost his national post as general vice president with CUPE last October. He was also dogged by accusations of anti-Semitism for his anti-Israel rhetoric and support the boycott, divestment sanctions movement in recent years. The whole 100%. So this guy, you want to see the type of person this guy is?
yes.
So I could just keep going through. Here you go. This is CUPE.
Oh, I remember this. It was so fucking disgusting. Do you understand what this poster is, Chris?
No, have no idea.
So you remember the whole Israel Gaza thing?
Mm.
So that's a photo of a dead woman that was brutally assaulted and then killed. And they made a poster, Palestine is rising, long live the resistance. That's from
top notch.
Yeah. So that's this organization.
One of the things I would love to touch on at some point, but closer to when is it? Let me look at something here.
Well, while you're looking at that, before we get into any more, because I don't see a break coming up, kick it, Leo.
Nah, we don't need that. Good thing you weren't picking your nose.
Right? How awkward would that be?
Yeah, so there's Fred Hahn. He has been the center of many violent interactions.
Oh, that explains why a bunch of it came up. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he's quite well known with his
Ew.
what that
Well,
or
no, that.
Like,
Freddie looked much better.
doesn't he actually looks evil?
Yes,
Right?
yes,
Like,
yes. That's why I said ew. Like it's not the pink and whatever like that. His eyes aren't even smiling with his creepy mouth. Like it's creepy.
No,
Freddie has more facial expression.
like.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Creepy! No, run!
He looks.
I say run.
As our resident
Run away.
homosexual, right? This dude
Run away. I'm out. I'm proud of that fact. Run the fuck away. Run away. Oh my God, that's just wrong. Oh my God, no! I don't want to see anymore.
Well, at least the blue glasses, as hideous as they were, didn't look. He looked more normal.
Like he's trying way too hard to look,
Gay.
fashionable. Yeah, no.
Oh God, I hate that thing already.
Yeah, and here you go. This was from good old Fred Hahn. Look at his little picture of a communist fist. on
Oh,
his-
is that? I can't tell from here. Is that what that is?
yeah.
Mm.
Oh, he's so brave. But there you go. So the whole idea of supporting genocide in the Middle East. This is the type of tone deaf garbage that this guy's all about. This all of it. Every single union is like literally, it's a front for pedophile organizations. They're all communist fronts. Every single one of them. They're
The
all
unions are.
yep. All of them.
I
are
don't
like-
know. I don't know about the ones in America.
Oh, they're all the same thing.
Well, I mean,
America.
with like people that work companies like Kroger. I don't know if you guys have Kroger.
No, but I know what it is.
They're grocers. The grocery workers are part of a union, and if they in the United States more than almost anywhere else, if you're working a job and you're not part of a union, it's hit or miss. What, like a teachers union?
It's
It protects their jobs.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the
all communist
reason that
front.
they were started, was to
It's
protect
all-
protect the rights of the workers, which is a good thing. It just sometimes you can go overboard.
No, every single one. Like the United Way, UNICEF, all of these types of things. A lot of your almost every single one has some type of association to literally a communist front.
Yeah, mind blown, by the way. I used to, at my work, be the head of our United Way, and I won't do it now. Mind blown.
Yeah. So all these organizations, every single leftist type of crap that you see going on, it's not real. Like, it's real as in it's happening, but it's not organic. This is all astroturf. Hundreds of millions, billions of dollars is behind all of these movements. As like when they say that it's grassroots, yeah, grassroots from like Walmart fucking CEO, whatever her name is, or like the Rockefeller Foundation.
Tyler, check your stream. You are scratchy as hell, brother. Your audio is scratchy as hell.
It's scratchy.
Yeah, it's coming in and out.
Your mic's crackling.
How about now?
That's better.
We're
That's
good.
better. Wish you could
Yeah, so all these organizations.
Be careful.
are
You
all
might
fronts.
have to end the stream early. Kim might. Never mind.
Ew, that's gay.
No, not in your
You don't
case.
do
it's
that.
not. Yeah, you do.
Do that.
Yeah, you do. Anyway. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. So it's interesting that you should bring that up because I didn't realize it, but it's been just a couple of weeks since the remembrance of the Holocaust, the annual remembrance of the Holocaust. Did you guys know that?
No.
January 27th through
No.
the first week of February is the UN's Holocaust remembrance. And it always gets me how many people even today are like, that didn't really happen. I'm like, really? Talk to the people that I knew. I met Corey ten Boom.
I don't know what that is.
She was from the Netherlands. She was one of the people that hid Jews during the occupation and ended up getting caught going to one of the concentration camps, Bergen-Belsen, I believe. But no, like, it astounds me how anyone could support that kind of thing.
Someone could support
deny
what?
Or deny that it happened. The fact that you have a public figure like that in a democratic nation like Canada that's supporting genocidal entities in the Middle East worries the fuck out of me, because we're always, and anybody that survived the Holocaust always said the humanity is only one mistake away um, from repeating the worst moments in history.
So I won't go too deep into it, but and I'm not excusing it. People get really weird. Like, this is kind of the shitty thing with actually having these types of discussions. It's like you have to, like, of course, I didn't think Hitler was good. What he did was bad. He was a bad guy. Yada yada yada. But it's like you can't even have like a nuanced kind of discussion about these types of things, because people get all stupid. They just hear like,
100%.
Oh yeah,
you know, like you can look at, you know, kind of the things that Germany during that time period, what they were able to do, you know, basically come from a broken, destitute country, total in squalor, to rivaling
Right.
the world. So
now,
you know,
right, and
it's weird.
and no, it's freaking. Sometimes the worst things in history can be perpetrated by individuals with great ideas. All right. There's you can talk about it until you're blue in the face. The reality is, Hitler, the monster that he was, for what the crimes that he did commit, are astounding and applaudable. And the reality is that a great deal of the reason why he was even able to rise to power in the first place is because of the Treaty of Versailles.
Mhm.
The things that, okay, hang on, I want to look something up. You guys can carry on, because I can't multitask when I'm looking something up. But I want to carry this part of the conversation forward, because I think it's important to remember that you can a country and good a country that of thinkers and artists and all of that are, you know, they can do wonderful things and at the same time commit some serious atrocities. You know,
Are you gonna pull up his paintings?
no,
Weirdo.
no, I'm not.
Yeah, no, it's just, it's, you know, like I think you can really look at those types of things, those scenarios, and or what that person was able to do, and like even hearing his speeches, I've said, like, actually hearing them in English, they're not that different than what you'd hear from like a politician today. Like, they're pretty
No.
tame. Like, it's actually, I don't know, nothing seemed particularly outstanding. Like, he himself didn't seem like an outstanding individual. So, like, I can't really see the whole idea. I don't know, maybe there's certain speeches, like, obviously I've only seen some, I haven't seen all. Yeah.
Well, and they sound so, like, when you hear them in German, like, German is a very aggressive sounding language.
It is. It is very, like, okay. Everybody says Auschwitz, right? Auschwitz.
Hold
Auschwitz.
on.
Auschwitz.
Finish what-
Birkenau.
Hold on. Kim, finish what you were saying.
Thank you. Such as saying something like that is good, like that is gut. It doesn't sound like that is good. Like, it's a very harsh language, but it's funny because when you look at those speeches and stuff, they sound very harsh. It sounds like he is saying some horrible things like you can only imagine. And when it's translated to English and you actually hear it in English, as your point was, it sounds just like what you would hear from a regular everyday today politician. It doesn't sound any different. And
No, it
I
doesn't.
think we had a
No.
conversation. I don't know if it was you and I that had the conversation, but I know definitely myself and our middle child have definitely had this conversation multiple times. He had brought up an actor, Christopher Waltz, when he was asked, because he was playing Hans Landa in Inglourious Bastards,
Yeah.
when he was asked how he played this evil character so well. his response was, I wasn't playing an evil character. He was the good guy.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. When you look at different sides of the thing, every side seems to think that they are the good guys and the other side is the bad side, which is
yeah.
an interesting
Well-
way to look at things for sure. Oh, wait. I owe the taxes? Oh, shit. Man.
Well, yeah, and that's one thing. So, you know, when I talk about like things that are
God, I
going
love
on within
AI
the left,
sometimes.
like going on within like the left sphere, like they don't view themselves as what they're doing is wrong. They don't see
No.
the thing of like transitioning children. They don't see
Right.
that as what they're doing is wrong. They
And-
see that as good.
And as you have said, in my mind, it's almost as bad as back in the up until the 19th century in some places in Europe. There was a group of people known as the castrati. Are you familiar with them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No.
Like chopping little
So
boys.
the castrati were individuals, kids, young boys, because it was women were not allowed to sing in opera at the time. All right.
Oh, like what happened to
They were
Michael Jackson. Got it.
Wrong. Well, so they would be discovered or even sometimes sold into this group for whatever reason, and they would become eunuchs, forcibly become eunuchs, so that they would not, their voice would not deepen. When you
And
do that, there's a lot. The castrati would inevitably have much shorter lives because they didn't have necessary
You know,
parts.
it's actually interesting that you
Yeah.
bring that up. It's like I never made that consideration that we have historical record of boys of prepubescent boys going through this surgery. That's actually great that you brought that up. Yeah.
Partial surgery.
Right, but they had
They still
their
had the
testicles
other.
removed.
They had the other part. Still,
Yeah, so
but,
that
yeah.
yeah, like holy
Yeah.
shit. We actually have like a history and understanding of this stuff.
It
Yeah,
became it didn't get banned until the dawn of the 20th century, but it fell out of practice by about the same time as the American Civil War in the 1860s.
yeah, and now it's come like roaring back, obviously with a
Yeah.
different desire, but
Yeah.
the outcome is still the same, or the
Well,
practice is still the
yes.
same.
The whole reason for the castrati was the opera and music, because that was the
How
standard.
selfish, hey?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, yeah, and as I said earlier, like there's rumors that Michael Jackson's father had done that to Michael Jackson as well, which is why he was so not all there.
Oh yeah. There's that's a whole different can of worms. But medically speaking, it's a dangerous thing at any point to alter a person's physiology, because then you have to end up with supplements that would take over where the missing organs are. Like if for example, a diabetic, for all intents and purposes, no longer has a functional pancreas, and therefore they have to take insulin injections to survive, right? And they can survive for a good long while. A person who has their biological genitalia removed, usually it includes the actual organs,
Well,
at
and
least
I
as far as
think-
males are concerned.
Well, and we
Male
and we are seeing an epidemic. It's been going on for many years. The whole trans the kids thing, like Are we not now seeing a trend? Like I see people, I've seen this one post, and it's actually it's baffling how ignorant people are deciding to be. So, Canada just had another deadly mass shooting event perpetrated by a trans individual. The amount of information that we have with regarding this person, honestly, if you were on X, you were days ahead of actually knowing what was going on and not being fed the gaslighting information that the media pulled. So people are now playing ignorant, and their own biases are now coming forward, where they're like, look at trans people only make up in terms of shooting, it's only like 0.05% of shootings take place. And it's like, yeah, okay, do we need to like Pierce Morgan you like per capita, like for a group of people that has such a small footprint, let's say, within society, they seem to be committing a lot of heinous acts.
That's
Right.
what I said when we were talking about the shooter. 100%.
Well, I will. I want to come back to this because I want to continue on the first topic. So I'm going to share this because we were talking about the Treaty of Versailles, and the original inspiration for it was we were talking about the leader of the union that had supported the Palestinian rising and all that stuff. And
You
so
call him Sir Dumbass. Yes.
that's a good name. I like that.
Right. Thank you.
Wait, so
So-
sorry, which point were you making? Sorry.
Here we go.
I think he's sharing something.
So, one of the things that allowed for, in the case of Nazi Germany, for the rise of the Nazi Party and Hitler in general, are the terms of the Treaty of Versailles. They lost their military. They lost the ability to draft. They lost their entire fleet with the exception of 6 battleships and a handful of destroyers, and all of their submarines were taken out. They couldn't have an air force, so now anybody could fly over them and do whatever. And they lost chunks of their territory as a buffer, which, I mean, okay. Poland gained parts of their territory after the war. They lost territory to Belgium, and all of their colonies were lost.
Okay.
Well, all right.
Right. So I guess kind of what's the
But
point you're
that's
making?
not including that. Okay. 6.6 billion. That's the monetary. This is the part that really hammered it home. Okay.
Hold on.
This is
Hammered
their-
what home exactly? Like what in this aspect, what's the point you're making right now?
the point is, you have a country that has already lost a war, one that they didn't initially seek in the first place because the
Okay, yeah. World War
treaties
I. Okay.
that they had with Austria. Okay, so they lose the war. That's a humiliation in itself. And then they have monetary reparations at 6.6 billion pounds
Now, is this like what we're talking
of at the time. Yeah, this is a kind of how Germany. You were talking about Germany, and the only reason why my point is in the case of Germany, the only reason why they were able to rise is this right here.
Okay,
This is
okay.
what put
So
them in that situation.
you're talking about this
which-
is how people like lockstep behind
Yes,
Hitler
because
is
they were
because of that. Okay,
desperate.
okay.
Well, not because with this, right,
Country was in financial
the
crisis.
country
yes.
was in financial ruin. But you'll notice that Hitler did not get to rise until the early 30s. And the only reason that he was able to do that was because during the 20s, the United States in particular had a booming economy post-war and gave, I'm going to go ahead and close this, gave Germany a slew of loans, right? So now during the 20s, Germany's actually coming back a little bit, right? But then the Great Depression hit February 29, and the United States recalled every single one of those. So not only do they have the reparations to pay, but they also have loans to pay that they can't afford to pay at all. And so it's
Yeah.
by
Okay.
they were worse off after the Depression. Enter Hitler. Now, if they had just done, we're going to build this back and screw the treaty and, make our country, economically and militarily sound and hadn't done
Right.
anything with
Hold on, Chris.
with
hold
the
on. Finish your point.
Jews.
Jesus Christ. Fucking
Sorry.
killing me, dude. Look,
Um,
we were talking about
Well, I
Costradamus.
think- Well, I think he made his point. He was just talking about like this is literally how people went behind what Hitler was saying is because
Yeah.
their country was in financial ruin. So yeah.
Right, and rightfully so. And so,
and
yeah,
the
I
only
can see
wrong
his
turn,
figurehead.
the only real wrong turn that they took was the Holocaust, the concentration camps, having to find somebody because these were people that had long been a part of Germany and who had also fought on Germany's side in World War One. But they're gonna murder them. Okay, that's when we start to have a problem. I have no problem with a country.
Take that
you
out of
know,
context.
Yeah.
Clip it. Clip it.
Anyway.
You heard him say it. You heard him say it. I had no problem with.
No,
You know what
And
the funny thing
just
is?
rearrange the sentence
Yeah.
a little bit.
I have a big problem with it, with any group of people that's going to advocate for the genocide of any species, any race, for any reason.
Do you wanna get
No,
into that
hands
argument?
down.
You wouldn't?
Because for an entire race,
No, I'm talking to Tyler. Like you
I-
think there could be argument for that?
Uh-huh.
okay.
Absolutely. The example that I've used many, many times before. So I guess, JL, do you think all cultures are equal?
Okay, well we're talking culturally. Okay, that's okay.
Just
I'm
wait.
talking race, brother. I'm talking race.
Well,
The
race,
extermination of an entire race—that's genocide.
right?
Not culture, race.
But a culture is made typically has some form of kind of ethnic
It can.
component to it.
It can, but you can achieve the same goal without murdering them.
I don't know. Tell it to the Spanish.
I don't
I don't
agree with
think
the
you
fact
can.
that they were doing that to the Native Americans either. I don't condone. I don't condone genocide for any reason.
Any?
Any reason.
All right. Here, I'll
Okay, so
I'll lay out my
but-
argument here.
No, so in my case, okay, if you're okay with genocide by definition, okay, we were attacked at Pearl Harbor, right?
Mhm.
We Japanese, they're no bueno, right? So you can find a reason, any reason, to justify the murder of people en masse if you try hard enough.
Was it even that hard of a try? Like even with regards to the
And
okay,
it's also a
bombing of
slippery
Pearl
slope
Harbor.
because so They attack us, we attack them. We decide, okay, we're gonna. They attacked us at Pearl Harbor for no cause. We're just gonna wipe them off the face of the earth. All right. Where does that stop? If we start with one race, then it becomes okay to do it for another race,
And then you get
and then another.
the
race.
best race.
So
Well-
I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that at all.
Well, I think if there is a distinct group of people who are committing absolute atrocities, that a moral and ethical person, I think, could make the justification that ending that practice, ending that ideology would be morally correct.
Okay.
O-
But
okay.
You can, again, you can achieve that goal. Okay, so at one point, the United States and all the allies held all of Germany accountable for the Holocaust.
Mhm.
All of Germany, not just the people in charge. By that definition, if you're not careful enough to say, this is the line we're going to go to, we would have been, as the Allies, justified in wiping Germany off the face of the earth. But we didn't.
Yeah, you didn't finish the job.
We
Ay,
gave
Dios mío.
but we gave them the opportunity. Okay. And now today, they are one of the better nations on earth. They changed. We gave them the opportunity to change, and they did.
Right. I could see the argument of making some type of restitution or repentance. Sure, fine. I don't have a problem with that argument. But if you've seen a nation, a group of people were doing something like that, is it not incumbent? It is a moral question. If people are doing terrible atrocities, so we could look at the German people as a culture, instituted these types of practices. Now, us in the West, even though this was a Western nation, but us in the West seen what they were doing as morally reprehensible. So
And rightly so.
I think the Allies had a justified reason in order to, if you just started gunning people down, because whether or not they actively participated, they continued to fund the organizations that allowed this type of thing to happen.
Okay. Hang on.
No, you hang on.
Ah, No,
Okay,
so
no, shush. You shush. It's my
Okay.
turn. It's my
it's your turn. It's Ken's turn. I'm sorry. She's gonna smack me. She's gonna reach right through and smack me.
Mm. Okay. I understand what you're saying.
Mhm.
And I can understand the
Impulse.
logic that you're
Yeah.
getting at here. However, with that being said, would you think that it is right for then, say, India
Yeah.
to come in here, take us over, wipe us all out because we share the same skin color as a bunch of those woke ass left hard retards? Because they're the ones jibber jabbering in their mouth. I mean, they're literally castrating children. They're sacrificing them. They're doing all this bullshit stuff that we do not agree with, but we share the same skin color as these dumbasses. Should we then be eradicated because of that?
Again, it comes down to the idea, I think, of moral justification. So if they can make the moral justification that what we're seeing here, what they're doing to children is abhorrent. Now, do I think Muslims think that? No, I don't think so.
It was
But-
an example.
Right. But but to use your real world kind of example, that they even say themselves, they are systematically replacing the people in the West. They are coming here and they say flat out that they are conquering.
Okay, I get that, but let's forget about that part. I literally could have said Nigeria. I could have said anything. It was just that was the first thing that popped into my mind.
Is
So
Tyler always this
any
difficult?
yes, anything that comes in that is not does not share the same skin color as us could do the same thing. It could be China, it can be whatever it is.
Yeah.
But the fact of completely eradicating all Caucasian people because 99.9% of the woke ass retards out there are Caucasian does not mean that every person who's Caucasian has the same point of view of them. I understand when you're looking at culturally, the thing that we have talked about before about the freaking, I don't remember what they're called, the cum guzzlers of Papua New Guinea or whatever they are. I understand like those type of cultural things are disgusting. It's horrible. I understand when people came here or came to Canada and they seen tribes that were slaughtering, sculling each other, this, that, like brutally murder. I can understand a cultural thing, but just because you share the same skin color does not mean that every single one of
Exactly.
you is bad.
Well, and this goes back in particular to Nazi Germany. The way that they ended up handling it with the holding the higher ups, the people that actually made the decisions, criminally and legally accountable, smart, because those that don't know, they actually had a minister for propaganda, and that's literally all he did. Right? The job of that minister, not Goering, Goebbels.
Mhm.
His entire job was to control what the public saw, what the public thought, how the public felt. That was his job. Which meant that the common person, and if you look at the propaganda of the time, there was no mention of concentration camps. They were temporal, these camps were touted as temporary relocation centers in preparation for deportation to places like Madagascar and other parts of Africa. And so the common person, unless they were anywhere close to these camps and had the ability to look up or were allowed the ability to look up, because most of the people in those areas were worked almost as hard as the people in the camps, they would never have known. They would
Which-
never have. Yeah, no, that's
Which
a fact. Like,
I agree. That's why those concentration camps weren't in Germany; they were mostly in Poland.
well, yeah, in other parts like Norway had some.
Yeah,
Well, and there was
people don't realize.
speculation that Hitler didn't know about the concentration camps. He didn't know that stuff was going on. Whether it's accurate or not, I have heard
he
some
knew.
people argue that point. But do you know?
No,
Yeah.
no, because everything that if it didn't have his signature, it couldn't be placed into. Have either of you seen the
Oh,
movie?
honey, do you know how many times
Operate
I've forged my mother's signature? I'm sure
Valkyrie?
signatures were formed or
Valkyrie?
forged.
Did you ever see the movie Valkyrie
no,
Valkyrie?
with Tom Cruise?
No, I don't think so.
no.
I might
challenge you
might
both
have.
to
I don't
watch
know.
It's where a Colonel von Stauffenberg, true story, and a bunch of the upper ranking officials at the war ministry of the Reich got together and decided that they couldn't continue because they knew, regardless, they were going to lose. And if they lost without having tried to take back control of their country, Germany would be destroyed. And it almost completely was. And one of the parts of it was a rewrite of a memoranda that said it was for the worst case scenario if Hitler was killed by resistance forces or whatever, what would happen? The SS would come in and take over everything, yada, yada, yada. He flipped the script and said that it was the SS overthrowing the government. And once Hitler had signed it, if it was put in place, then they could take control. That was their way of getting rid of Hitler. Only it didn't work. So,
Well, I wanna shift a little bit. Is there anything you want to say, Kim? I'm gonna shift gears here.
On this topic, I think the only other thing that I was going to say was I was actually talking with somebody I know. Won't say who, but somebody I know. And they were kind of making the comment, like, I don't know how it got brought up, but we were kind of talking about the whole Hitler thing and stuff like that. And she's like, I don't think he was bad. I really don't like it. And it's one of those, as you said, one of those contrasting opinions that people, as soon as you say something like that, people right away just like, oh, gasp. But it's when you think about how he got to where
Right.
he was and what he was actually going for, the ideas itself, like, and this is excluding the concentration camps, okay,
Mhm.
like the torturing of people, and which I believe that a lot of the stuff that was happening in these camps and stuff like that, that he was unaware of, because how would he know everything going on all over the place all at once? It's impossible. I think a lot of the guards and the people that were there took it upon themselves to start doing these testings and disgusting things, because why not? But the thing is, like, when you actually hear his speeches, when you hear what comes out of his mouth, his words and stuff like that, it's, you can kind of, I don't know, sympathize is the right word, but you can kind of see where he's coming from, and it doesn't sound that bad. Like, but as she was
There are
saying, though,
things that
she's
you
like,
could. There are things that you can admire about what he was trying to do, while condemning what the worst of what happened.
yeah, but that's
Is
not
what
the
you're
way
saying.
people in our society
Right.
are. As soon as you say anything positive in a non-negative light towards somebody like Hitler, right away it's, oh my God, you're a white supremacist, you're this, you're that, and it's ridiculous.
Right.
But that's all that I had to say about that. We can move on now.
Okay. We'll shift to this. So this was a story that gained a lot of traction. So this is from the Post Millennial. So the Trump administration investigates a Washington school district after female teen wrestler alleges a trans competitor sexually assaulted her during the match. So the Department of Education announced on Friday that its Office of Civil Rights is investigating a report out of Washington State in which a female wrestler alleged that a trans-identified male opponent sexually assaulted her during a wrestling competition match. Secretary Linda McMahon, I don't know her.
McMahon.
Sure.
I can't see it. It's blurry. So
Oh,
Yeah.
you have it. Thank you.
Sorry.
McMahon. Yes.
All right. We are investigating this report that a female athlete was sexually assaulted by a male opponent during a wrestling match. Too many women have been injured, harassed, and deprived of opportunities they work hard for. Title IX is the law. Follow it or face consequences. So this incident, and I have the video here. This
Part
is
of
the
it.
match. This is the no.
It's the whole thing. Oh my God.
So.
Okay.
Get to your base! Get to your base! Get to your base! I don't know what she said to you.
Which one is the girl? Which one is the guy?
Well, the one on top is the dude. The one on the
Okay.
bottom is the chick.
Okay.
I've caught something there. I want to pull up a still from the video where you can see Callie Keeler's face. And she is clearly in distress. She looks very confused, looks upset. And that's her mom you hear in the video. And you would have seen her try to mouth something. She's looking directly at her mother, who's videotaping this. And she says to her mom, her fingers are in my vagina, essentially used a slang word for vagina. Mom kind of is laughing because she's like, why did my daughter make that face? And her mom clearly could not make out what her daughter was trying to say. And you can tell from that angle that she cannot see what her daughter is talking about. You see the wrestler in green has
Get to your base.
right
Get
there,
to your base.
Oh.
arm between the legs,
Get to your base.
and Callie
Oh.
Keeler trying to mouth something.
How did the people on the other side not see it?
Well, because it is actually harder to see than you would expect. Like you would assume, like, you know, it is quite common. You know, me and my gay frat houses, we wrestle a lot, so it's not uncommon that like a lot of your holds and stuff are through like
The groin.
central mass. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it with
I mean,
this. Well,
it-
I'll
it-
say this. So with this happening,
And here's the thing, because and I'm sorry to cut you off, but I have to say this before we go forward, that in a case like this, I feel like if it had been another woman in the same situation, you know, if the opponent had been a woman, nothing would have ever been said.
right. And this is just another instance of these types of scenarios. But I think most wrestlers, yes, you grab through the groin, you grab through, like I said, like center mass kind of areas. But I think because
That's a real
of,
center mass.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you were aiming for the G spot. Like, come on, this is a little
Right?
like
She's like, I got you from the inside, bitch.
the ultimate grab. Just still. But this again calls into question the whole idea of the trans
Transing.
movement. Yeah. And you know, more and more that we see these instances that's like, oh well, you know, it rarely happens. Yes, but it's happening enough that it's garnering news attention. It's garnering enough that people are actually starting to say things. They're speaking out about this type of stuff. And like, hey, if you're trans, hey, I don't care if you have your own division. Really don't care. But what we are seeing a very distinct trend. You don't see women transitioning to men and going into men's sports. You still see women competing in women's sports, and then you see men transitioning to compete in women's sports. They're not staying in the sport they were originally part of, a la Riley Gaines, that type of thing. When he was whatever Lily Thomas was a male, they were like sub
Leah.
500, whatever. I don't give a shit. They were like a sub 500 swimmer, but then they go into the women's and now they're competing with the best. You know, like they're one of the best.
Well, and that's the thing is you have men who are transitioning or claiming to transition to go into women's sports, but on the women's side, you don't have like the ones that are transitioning to be males aren't going into male sports. They're either still competing in women's sports or they're just not competing. Period.
Or they wait until the transition's complete.
Well, but even still, like no matter what, you know, there's still
rare.
that. Well, but you still have you still have that physiological advantage. Like
Yeah.
you and me will never be able to understand like the frame of a woman. Like
No.
no matter how much and what it actually feels like to move in a woman's body. We'll never understand that. Just as once a woman gets that, you know, she won't really understand the amount of strength that they actually have. So, you know, we know bone density in men is higher. We know muscles are different from men to women. They're not the exact same.
Well, and even seeing like being a mother of 3 teenage boys right now, but even as them growing up, seeing the strength that was behind them as they were growing up, it's crazy. Like,
Oh, yeah. The little freaks.
Well,
Right? How are you
I
this
was
strong?
I was one of the rare guys that, you know, could have, but because of physical challenges did not. Or I did
Could
not
have
have
what?
the coordination the same strength.
Oh,
I didn't.
okay.
I
I
never
thought you
had
meant
that.
transition.
No, I never transitioned. No, I've been asked if I wanted to because I'm with another guy before, but no, that's not happening. I'm sorry. I'm very happy with the equipment I have. Thank you.
As you should be, sir.
Oh man. Speaking of equipment,
Tyler, I
speaking-
just gave Tyler ammunition. He's like, I'm going with this shit.
no, I was just thinking. So a story just came out from the National Post that someone is looking at keeping the twig, getting rid of the berries, and turning that into a hole. This is where our country is going.
So both now? Wow.
Yes.
Selfish.
Yeah. So
Greedy.
this stuff is no longer about actual gender dysphoria. Like that is such a rare thing. And the fact that we're seeing such an explosion in it, we are now seeing lawsuits. A landmark lawsuit just came out of New York, $2 million settlement because someone was coerced into transitioning and they didn't want to. So a detransitioner, the first successful lawsuit against these doctors for letting this type of thing happen. Instead of caring for the patient, they went dollar signs. You look at the amount of money that, like, the whole trans thing went from rarely ever actually took place to now a multi-billion-dollar industry in less than 10 years. Like, what industry just crops up overnight, and then we have the medical complications. You have the things like Jazz Jennings. Like, you see all these instances going on, and I think people, rightfully so, we just had a mass shooting from another trans individual in Canada here, and now it sparks the question regarding mental health, the transitioning of children, the mental issues that end up coming with all this type of stuff.
Which is why well, I love it because recently the governor of Kentucky was once again asked the same question about trans rights, and he said, I will support trans people, but they have to be adults or they have to have parental permission or they're not getting transitioned. End of story. I'm not going to talk about it any further than that.
Right? That should be the end of story, period. So
And this is coming from a Democrat, by the way. Those of you that don't know, the governor of Kentucky is a proud Democrat, but he is very aware of the line in the sand, and he won't cross it.
Well, it's
You're
good.
an
At least
adult.
one of
It's
them
your
have a brain.
choice. You're an adult. You've got the ability to do that. I can't stop you. But if you're a child, you better have your parental consent, or you're not. It's not happening.
So when we're talking about all this, I had seen this video. Now bear with me. This is a video of someone reacting to a video. We won't listen to the reaction, but just pay attention to the original video. It's heartbreaking.
Teenager. I was a teenager. Okay, first of all, I'm sorry if I'm crying and I look like a mess. I've literally been recovering from surgery for like 2 months. I hate crying on camera because I think I sound so stupid, but I just can't help it. Last year, I found a cyst on my thigh. I had a dream that God told me that I would be losing both of my legs. Not literally. And then that's when I found it. And it was my injection site. I recognized my injection site because I was injecting testosterone for 3 years. I'm not stupid. And I knew exactly where because I would always pick the squishiest part of my leg so that the needles would hurt less. I would grab my fat and then pick the soft squishy. That's what I called it because I was a teenager. I couldn't
Nice
walk
soft
for like
squishy.
2 months. I couldn't get my surgery for like another 2.
Just shows how young
and
the
it was
person was.
infected and the infection didn't go away. Apparently, I have had it all along since my needles. The surgeon and the doctor said that the needles cause scar tissue, and that's why the cyst was very, very deep because only a needle can get that deep. And recovering from surgery has been so hard. trying to sit, trying to walk. I was literally trapped the entire year last year. And this is not the hardest surgery I've had related to detransitioner at all. I have 3 scars on my stomach from surgery. I was hospitalized for 2 weeks. It's not the worst. But today I woke up and I found one on my other leg. Same spot where I used to inject. And it's weird because the pain, it feels very similar. I think you only understand this if you take testosterone, but like,
No.
So this guy, I love this guy. Okay,
This is so sad because we tried to protect y'all. We advocated for the kids. We advocated for the babies. And you know what they called us? Transphobic.
mm-hmm.
When they added y'all into the alphabet community and we said, nah, you can't do that to the babies. I disagree with the lifestyle, but I don't care what a grown person does to themselves. But when it comes to the children, you got to leave the kids alone. And I'm a heavy advocate, a huge advocate for people whose brains are not fully developed and their parents or them doing things that is going to mess up their lives for the rest of their lives because at the time they want to be woke or they want to be all of this or whatever, so on and so forth. And it's heartbreaking.
Yes, I literally couldn't have said it better myself. You can literally hear how young and innocent this person is by, oh, I called it the soft squishy. She was injecting herself with hormones and is so young that she's calling part of her skin the soft squishy. This is where I have to inject it. You can only imagine how young she was when she started. And it's absolutely heartbreaking. I would like to know what the parents have to say right now or what they're thinking.
Well, this is what happens when you remove any and all value for human life. When you actually say that human life is an experiment, it's useless. This has been the argument, and I don't know how the right has lost this argument so handedly. When we talk about protecting children, like you'd think that this would just kind of be a layup. The right would be able to defend this. The people who are, anti-abortion and speaking the loudest would be able to actually combat this. But they couldn't.
You would think. Well, and as he said too, we tried to protect you. But what did the other people say? They came at us and started saying that we were transphobic. And unfortunately,
I don't buy that fucking excuse. I actually don't buy that excuse. I don't. And this is why. One is a word. Okay? I don't care. If someone wants to call me a Nazi and whatever, istphobe, I don't care. What are the actions? They were implementing action while you were more concerned about words. That's your argument. They called us names, therefore they let children be brutalized.
Okay, well, using that as the sole example, no, that wouldn't fly. But the thing is, when we think about, and again, I don't know what it's like in the United States, but I know what it was like in Canada, where literally parents would go to jail if they would refuse their children's surgery or refuse even affirming whatever gender it was that they wanted to be called. They could go to jail. They could get their custody taken away. It's absolute insanity. There was that father we touched on probably like a year or so ago on one of our shows that he was literally, a Canadian man was literally facing jail time because he got into an argument with his wife because he didn't want to transition their teenage daughter, and she did. And he refused to call her him and blah, 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 blah. And now there's this huge court battle and he hasn't been able to see his child.
Right. Well, and this is where, again, this is getting a lot of attention now, finally. Bill C-4, the Conservatives passed. Bill C-6, Bill C-16, Bill C-5. All of these things came into place. I'll ask this: is it morally incumbent on, I'll try it again. Is it moral to break laws that violate your own self beliefs?
Say that again. Is it moral to
Break laws that break your ethics or your self beliefs?
okay, we'll define moral.
A moral, that like a
Let's
deeply
see.
held belief. So let's say
I would
if
say no. I would say that. But then again, I was raised by somebody completely old school. Stick to your principles. If you're not hurting anybody, then you don't let anybody, change your personal beliefs just because, you want to fit in.
Well, and I think this shows the importance of like social. Our laws are
Okay.
more of like a social type of thing rather than like they're at. I've said it a gajillion times that like we have laws on the books that if you were charged with them, you would be laughed out of the courtroom. You would never actually get a fine for some ridiculous ticket. But with something like this, because there is a cultural, we want this thing to be enforced. So if the left is going, hey, we're going to come take your kids and you're a bigot if you don't let us, and the right's going, well, I don't want to be called a bigot, I guess take my kids. Then you get the Tumbler Ridge incidents. You get those types of incidences happening.
Okay, so just clarification. So morality typically refers to specific beliefs, habits, or cultural norms regarding right and wrong. Example, my personal morals prevent me from lying. Ethics usually refers to the formal study or systematic reflection on those beliefs. Example, medical ethics dictate how doctors should treat patients. Apparently not the ones that are against ICE. They should be fired. But
yeah.
Okay, so do I think it would be okay to break the law if the law went against my morals? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Depending on what it is.
Yeah.
If it's something very serious, like I see, okay, in our case, if someone was coming after one of our kids, which did happen-ish, and we stood front. But if they literally came to us and tried arresting us because of said thing or taking our child away, I would end up in jail. 100%.
Agreed.
Because
Agreed.
I would
Yeah,
fight.
no. My grandfather was a very law-abiding person, but if anybody had come after his kids, they'd be dead.
Yep.
Well, exactly. So that's the thing. Like, while the right was concerned about these naughty words that they were being called, the left was going, "We're going to take your kids." So, with that shooting that happened in like northern BC, we now know, and every single one of you deranged lunatics that's sitting here trying to justify what happened and the real victim was the shooter. No, there's 9 people who were killed. Okay? 9 people were killed because of someone's actions. Now, were they propagandized? I think it's that's all but confirmed.
Well,
and what I had heard,
and one of the
sorry,
go,
hold on.
go, Kim, go.
From what I had heard is I had heard reports that apparently, like, this is a small town, not as small as where we live, but it was like, I think 2,000 people. So relatively small town. And apparently everybody in this town, maybe aside from a couple, were very accepting of this person. Like adults, children alike. Like they all seem to be quite accepting. So, and I mean, when we were talking about it and hearing the reports and stuff like that, it all seemed to stem because this person could not get the surgery. So they were angry. Thank you, JT. But
all right, sir, Chris, what were you
go
going to
ahead,
say, Chris?
No. Yeah.
So that's one of my biggest problems. I love social media. I think it has great potential for a lot of good. Just like I think AI has a potential for a lot of good. But I
Mhm.
think that in a lot of cases, too many people abuse it just to abuse it.
Yes, they can.
Yeah, they use it to propagandize. They use it to spread disinformation, conspiracy theories like 9/11 was perpetrated by the government, and oh my God, I don't even get me started on that. But it just frustrates the hell out of me that something that's meant to be used for bringing people together instead is being used to control what we think, how we feel, what we see.
Well, and
Does
I
that make sense?
no, yeah, and I think because of how social media has influenced people, um, I guess fuck it, I'll just show it. I'll show it right here. So this article came out just a couple days ago. This is from the Town Hall. Canada's MAID program is about to get even more horrifying. Canada introduced its medical assisted dying program under the guise of terminally ill patients end their lives without pain and suffering. It was painted as humanitarian and compassionate. Many of us, this writer included, saw MAID for what it was, a government-run euthanasia program. Okay. Per capita, the number of deaths from MAID now dwarfs the number of gun-related deaths in America. Even Jacobin magazine was alarmed at how MAID morphed into a dystopian replacement for social welfare. 100% agree. In December, Town Hall reported how Glenn Beck was helping a Canadian woman named Jolene travel to America where she could undergo a simple procedure to treat her hyperthyroidism.
Hyperparathyroidism.
Sure. I'll get to the meat of it right here. Where the hell is it? Well, there you go. From Life News, Canada will start euthanizing babies.
I'm sorry, excuse me?
Yeah.
Well, that
Because-
makes abortion in the United States look like child's play right there, if that's the case.
Right? The Quebec College of Physicians recently told the British newspaper Daily Mail that it believes medical assisted dying may be an appropriate treatment for babies suffering from extreme pain, and that parents should have the opportunity to obtain this care for their infant.
Oh my God. No. See, because if that were the case when I was born, I'd be dead. And I'll explain why. I was a breech birth. In 1982, the existence of
You had a C4? You put C4 charges on your mom's stomach? And
no,
sorry, shitty joke.
Yeah, it means I was born. When mom went into labor, I was ass first. I was literally still in the fetal position. They took the time to straighten me out, but I was born 2 months premature. All right, I was 4 pounds 15 ounces when I came out. They took the extra 20 minutes to do that instead of doing a C-section. They gave me a week to live because I had an iron deficiency, respiratory distress, and cerebral palsy, which was diagnosed after I survived that first week. They literally told my family to make peace and enjoy the time they had with me because I would not survive the week. That being the case, if something like what you're talking about, there had been an option, some people would have used it. Or the government would have said, hey, drain on resources, bye-bye. And you and I would not be having this. So yeah, something like that definitely bothers the fuck out of me.
Well, then this is where, the idea of compassion, the moral line. What is that moral line? Well, do you just sit there and, they're going to call me bad names, so I'm not going to do anything. We now went from, and I agree with the initial premise of MAID. was if someone is terminally ill and they make the decision with all their
And they,
faculties intact.
okay, I'll make a caveat. Okay, and you just said part of it. If they're if they're an adult, they're terminally ill, and they are of sound mind of judgment.
Well,
then
I would even push back a little bit even further that this has to be every single thing has to be exercised. Everything, every treatment has
Yeah.
to be tried, even experimental. Like if you know that you're not going to be making it, go, you know what? Why not even look at like offering the experimental? Like if Canada actually gave a shit, and this is what's so dystopian with this, we don't even care to even abuse the person that's dying to go into treatment in order to further medicine. We just go, how about we just kill you and harvest your organs so we could sell them on the market?
And one of the reasons that bothers me so much is how close it is to a modern Holocaust.
Exactly.
And there's a movie that I watched recently. It's freaking awesome. It's an all-star cast. It's called Nuremberg. Have either of you seen that yet?
No.
I suggest you watch it. It's an all-star cast. It's Russell Crowe plays Hermann Goering. Rice Marshall.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's got Remy Malek. It's the story of how the first trials of Nuremberg came to be and how they succeeded. Okay. And but when I watched it, one of the characters in there had been a German citizen that fled during the opening portions, 1939, of the Holocaust, the opening moments of the Holocaust, right? And came back as an American soldier, right? And he looked at another character and he said, "Do you want to know why this happened here? It happened because no one said or did anything about it until it was too late.
Yeah, because you let it.
You let it happen. We let it happen." And that is, people are going to get tired. People are going to get super, super tired of me saying it because I say it in every episode, every stream I'm on with you guys. Your responsibility to your country, whatever country that is, if you have elections, is to, first of all, vote.
But please know what you're voting for. Actually,
And
do some
second,
research.
use your voice. If you see something that the government is doing that is wrong or raises any kind of red flags, do your research and by God, use your voice. Because if you don't, it may not be the Holocaust again, but it could be something 10 times worse, and it'll be here and gone before you even know it, and then it becomes the norm.
Well, do you think
that's how dictatorships start, by the way?
Well, exactly. And so if if the United States, like, let's say, hey, Canada is now looking at killing babies. Let's just call it what it is. Okay? Euthanizing children. As the article stated, more people are dying by MAID, which, that in itself is so misleading because the whole MAID is hidden by whatever the underlying condition was. So you'll never actually see what's going on. So it'll just say on their death certificate that they were killed by, depression or whatever it was, anxiety or whatever they put.
Oh,
on
I'm
the death
sure.
certificate.
Insert COVID here.
Well, yeah. So they'll just hide that type of stuff. So this is why I think there is a moral obligation that people have in order to push, fight back against this. I can understand in in specific scenarios where this is, I could see the justification for it. But what we have seen with MAID, where someone says, I have depression, so I'm going to. Not I have a terminal illness, not I'm going to die. Like this is it, that I am going to die. And now we're going to implement that same thing. I just have the bad feels. It's just feels.
Okay,
No.
I'm going to add this one to that. Oh shit! I'm sorry. Go.
I've been sitting quiet for so freaking long here. I don't know. Could you hear me yelling from upstairs, Tyler?
No.
When you first brought, oh my God. As soon as you said about the MAID thing with the babies, I was like, what? Like screaming from here. I was so mad. So first off, just a couple things, as long as I can remember all of them before my ADHD takes control. When it comes to the baby MAID thing, what the fuck is all I have to say about that? Not all I have to say about that. No, that firstly, that's what I have to say. I can understand. So in a empathetic standpoint, you find out your child is going to be in pain their entire life, might not survive. Okay. I can understand where the idea could stem from. However, as JL had mentioned, not all the cases turn out like that. And if something like this existed back then, Chris would not be here right now. So I think that is absolutely disgusting. I think that they decided to take away the whole abortion up to and including birth, and then just decided to rename it to now it's MAID, because it's still another potential abortion after MAID or after birth. Now, and okay, I can't remember where it was, but someplace in the States was talking about how, I don't know if it's everywhere or just a specific state, but like the fetus now has rights. Like people cannot abort the fetus because now the fetus is its own person. It has its own rights now. So when you think about something like that, go ahead.
That was out of Puerto Rico, that the Supreme Court or the Circuit Court out of Supreme Court out of Puerto Rico defined a fetus as a person.
Yeah.
So they have rights.
Yes. Which, thank you. But I mean,
it's like it's. Oh, she's not done yet.
No.
Well, he doesn't have to go soon.
Okay, you have to go soon. So you go ahead. I'll try to remember.
Just write it down.
So, and I want to close with this because you've heard me say how proud I am of my home state, Oregon. But this is kind of on the same level. All right.
You're having half a face.
It has. Oh, sorry. It has to do with the legal system in Oregon. Most states in the United States have what's known as a 3 strikes law, right? Where you get in trouble once, okay, that's the minimum. You get in trouble again, okay, good. You get in trouble a third time, you're done. It's mandatory life, right? In Oregon, back in the 90s, they instituted something called Measure 11. And originally it was written for repeat violent offenders, people who continuously get arrested for assault or SOs or something like that. And over time, it got rewritten to the point after it was passed that it doesn't matter if it's like violent in nature. It's automatically a Measure 11, which means that the judge has to sentence you either to the minimum sentence or the maximum sentence. There's no wiggle room for going lower or higher than that. And they have to serve every day. No possibility of any reduction at all. No good time.
It's kind of based.
Huh?
Kind of based. So if you're actually charged with a crime, you're actually going to serve your prison sentence?
Well,
what? Weird.
Well, no, here's the thing. Okay, so you still technically serve in most states. If you're not a repeat offender, if you're not third strike, you serve your sentence, but you get something called good time. And if you get the good time, what they do is they put you up for potential early parole, and the remainder of your sentence is served out on parole, unless it's waived by the parole office or the judge. All right. In the case of Oregon, you serve, if you're Measure 11, you serve day for day, no good time, no sentence reduction, and you still have to serve a period on parole after you're released. Yeah.
So that was your closing statement?
Well, my closing statement is there's always things that are like put into practice, into law, with good intentions by somebody.
I think it started out that way.
Yeah, they
Got
always do.
seedy.
But then other people get their hands on it and let's do this with it, and and this is why I tell people, use your voice, do your research, pay attention, because you might have voted for this thing on the ballot, but once you've, at least in the United States, once it's been voted in, unless it's an amendment to something stratospheric, then they can modify it any way they want once it's actually passed. And that's one of the dangers that the United States, I don't know how it is in Canada, that's one of the biggest dangers that the United States faces, is there's no check from the people. Once a bill is passed, then they can modify it any way they want.
I think laws should have sunset clauses in all of them,
where they if they want to modify it, they have to address the people.
Yeah.
About it. Yeah.
Oh, that's what that means? Okay.
Like, so a law only lasts for so many years, and if the populace wants to keep that law, then it has to be voted on. Not just this, it just hits the books, and then we have the example that I use in Canada is we had Bill C-4 in itself isn't really kind of a nothing burger. But then we have Bill C-5, Bill C-16. We have all these bills in different places all over the place that end up creating exodia. You know what I mean? So them on their own are well, I shouldn't say fine, but you know what I mean? Like, they're kind of innocuous, but then
you put them together.
Exactly. And that's kind of what ends up happening. So, but because we have like this weird obscure law over here and this weird obscure law here, well, if they had a sunset clause, well, then one wouldn't trigger the other. It would actually serve politicians that, like, holy shit, we have too many laws here. Like, none of this stuff makes sense. Get rid of this. Get rid of certain programs or whatever, so that, they have, if you want to continue the welfare program, you have to vote on keeping, let's say, a welfare program, not just welfare program. Then we continue funding it at infinitum and just keep putting Band-Aids on top of festering wounds.
I would agree on that. And I mean, I want to bake a pie on Sunday and put it on my windowsill if I had one. A law shouldn't tell me I can't. I mean, if you actually look at some of the stupid laws that they have that are still enforced, well, okay, not enforced, but are still written in law, it's absurd. But I think exactly that. I think anything that citizens, taxpayers' money goes towards should be voted upon by the person funding said thing. It shouldn't just be passed through willy-nilly.
And
we should have the right to vote, and everybody,
Yeah.
not like those stupid, oh, a poll says 100% of who was polled. I wasn't polled.
right.
Well,
No,
I
and,
know that
it's like it's kind of like in Oregon, just an example of one of these absurd laws. This is a traffic law, and it says that you can legally drive a vehicle with no windshield as long as you have windshield wipers.
yeah, like
Yeah. You can in Oregon, you can legally drive a car with no windshield as long as you have windshield wipers. You heard me right there, folks. It's on the books.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
So
I
what if
know-
you have a windshield and no windshield wipers? Is that
Then
against
you
the
get
law?
pulled over. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I know that you said that you got to go. So if you
Yeah.
got to jet, you can bow out. That's fine. We're gonna go for another half hour, and then we're gonna call it quits. So
You guys take care, all right? And happy Valentine's Day. Tyler, you better be treating her right today.
fuck
We
yeah.
don't. It's so funny that you mentioned that, because at work the other day there was these two old guys talking about, what they're doing for Valentine's Day, and they're like, "Oh, what are your plans for Valentine's Day?" I'm like, "Podcast," and then just whatever. And they kind of like looked at me. They're like, "You're not going out for dinner or anything?" I'm like, "Fuck no, we don't celebrate that shit." And they
Well,
kind
now
of
I
looked at me.
kinda-
I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
not your traditional girl, dude. Like it's a fucking money grab. Anti-Valentine's Day. Let's watch a horror. Yeah.
My break there for a minute, my partner had shown up and said, dropped some stuff on. One of them was a card and some gifts.
Aw,
Yeah, he's a good one.
sweet.
And I don't have the money and haven't had the opportunity to go and get even a card, which kind of sucks.
There are plenty
And-
other ways you could gift him later, if you know what I mean.
And then he's like, I gotta go back
Ew.
out. By the way, your car window is open and it's gonna rain later. I was like, oh crap.
Oh, no.
There you go. The
right.
gift of a dry car.
Get out of here. Go enjoy your Valentine's Day, Chris.
Behave yourself. Bye.
Bye.
See ya. Like, so I was looking at some like kind of crazy laws in Winnipeg.
It's funny. I was literally just looking up like weird, stupid laws in Manitoba.
Oh, okay.
Carry on.
Yeah. So Winnipeg parade bylaw, any group of 30 or more people walking together on a street without a permit is technically considered a parade under the city of Winnipeg traffic bylaw. This could lead to arrest and charge. So if you're just walking down the street and there happens to be other people, like
I wonder if, do you remember, I'm pretty sure you did this back in school too. Like sometimes our gym classes were literally just going for a walk around T-Town. It was like a few block walk, probably like around, I don't know, past the Max, up Kildare, past the Max, around McMeans, and back up Redonda, back to the school. Like, do you remember that? Like that was sometimes just our gym class. We just go for a long walk. That was it.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, well, what if there's more than 30 people in your class? They'll pull you over like, this is the parade. I'm like, this is gym class, bitch.
Well, see, and that's the thing. That's why, like with these laws. So I'm looking at another one here. Technically, so pet ownership restrictions. Winnipeg bans most even-toed ungulates, animals with hooves like giraffes, hippos, and pigs as pets, though domestic sheep are permitted.
What?
Because, well, hold on, let's look at a sheep's foot.
Well,
So it's, the law is with regards to even number. So what, do sheep have 3?
3 what?
I don't know. I'm seeing 2 here. I'm seeing our domesticated sheep. Do they have like a different number?
Number of what?
Like toes.
Oh.
So the law is saying that even-toed ungulates. Oh, I guess maybe the distinction is with ungulates.
What is an undulate? What kind of a word is that? an undulate.
Let's see what the
My
actual definition.
phalanges are holding my vape right now.
Oh, a foot shaped like a hoof, furnished with hooves. Yeah.
Okay.
Undulate.
Horse, deer, got it. All right.
Yeah. So why would I don't know? But anyways, you know, this is kind of besides the point. But the whole idea is that because we have these kind of old archaic laws, they end up kind of splintering off, and then we just keep building on top of laws on top of laws on top of laws, instead of actually like streamlining any of this type of stuff.
Yeah. Dog sleds, you can't have them on sidewalks. It's prohibited on sidewalks. Animal restrictions. That's funny. It shows animal restrictions in Winnipeg. The only two, you ready for it? Pit bulls and chickens are prohibited within the city. So does that mean I can have a horse? A sheep?
guess.
A cow? Interesting.
I guess technically, yeah.
Let's move back to the city and get us a cow.
It is
Because
hold on. It is illegal. It is illegal to pretend to practice witchcraft in Canada.
hold on, to pretend. If you're actually practicing witchcraft, you're cool. But if you're just pretending, you're a poser, so it's against the law.
Yes. You actually you have to actually practice witchcraft. Yeah. Section 3650 of the Criminal Code stated that anyone who fraudulently claimed to use witchcraft, sorcery, or other enchantments could be guilty of an offense.
Oh my God. That is so funny. That's funny. I wonder how that law came to pass.
It is illegal to advertise an award for stolen or lost property, which indicates no questions will be asked. What? I only do witchcraft to the max. Dude, that's what I'm saying, JT.
What is it?
He said I only do witchcraft to the max.
Yeah.
It is illegal to advertise an award for stolen and lost property, which indicates no questions will be asked.
Okay. Currency restrictions. According to Canada's Currency Act in 1985, a merchant can refuse payment if you try to pay more than $5 in nickels, $25 in loonies, or $40 in toonies. Like, fuck bitches' money.
It is illegal to scare the king in Canada.
Damn it. Oh, that would have been my dream if I ever met the king, was to be boo.
It is illegal to scare a child or sick person to death in Canada.
Well, scare them to death. That's horrible. I mean, if you just like jump out and say boo and they die, I mean, you didn't know. I was like, tell our kid, because he always scares me all the time. Like, you're gonna kill me one day, you fucker.
Well, apparently it's illegal. Yeah, according to section 2225D of the Criminal Code, causing the death of a human being by willfully frightening a child or sick person is considered culpable homicide.
What?
Yeah.
Say that again.
Causing the death of a human being by willfully frightening a child or sick person is considered culpable homicide.
Interesting. Do you know it's technically illegal in Alberta to paint a wooden ladder as it can hide damage?
Like, see, okay, here's a perfect one. Here's a perfect one that describes what I'm saying. It is illegal to water ski at night.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's those types of like these kind of weird.
What? Sorry, hold on. Here we go. Garage sales. In Toronto, residents are legally permitted to hold a maximum of only 2 garage sales per year.
You're only allowed 2 garage sales?
Only 2. Only 2. Ooh, ice cream on Sundays. What is this one? Bylaw in Ottawa prohibits eating ice cream cone on Bank Street on Sundays.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. These
Okay.
stupid laws that no one would enforce.
Interesting. No ice cream on Sundays on Bank Street, guys. You can be on the other street, but not Bank Street. Bank Street, no bueno. Yeah, made us cool.
Oh.
Right? Right? That's what I'm saying. You can't have ice cream on Bank Street on Sundays, but let's piece everybody out.
So sorry, the law with regards to the sheep is all even-toed ungulates except sheep. The exception or the exemption. So sheep are still ungulates, but you could still have them as a pet in Winnipeg.
So weird. That's so weird. That's actually that. Okay, now that I remember, that's one thing that I wanted to mention. About the maid thing is.
Wait, Jade.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, finish.
No.
You're. God damn it, balls. So JT, are you saying that they said you guys are eating ice cream? Therefore, this
It's on Bank Street on a Sunday.
Unlawful assembly.
Right? That's what happened. Those damn freedom convoyists eating ice cream on Bank Street on a Sunday. Oh, those monsters. When it came to maid, I had heard, well, I think you had said too that it's literally in comparison to like gun deaths or something like that in the United States, like of how many deaths. Oh my God. Isn't like that is insanity. And the thing is, that's all I could think about was, so is this where they're getting the money to send to China? All the millions and billions was saving all the money that they are on people that they're like offering maid to for bullshit reasons. And it makes me extra angry because when I think of situations like I have mentioned before with my Baba who had dementia and who was in so much pain, that's all she was doing was screaming all the time because she was in pain. She lived to 100. And she could not get something like maid because she was not of sound mind. So that was not an option. So you had to sit there and she had to continue suffering because that wasn't an option for her. But then apparently people who have depression or anxiety, they're deeming them as sound mind. Technically, those people aren't of sound mind either. They're not, all their things aren't bouncing back and forth properly. And I can say that, and you can't come at me because I am on fucking happy pills to make me smile and happy. So fuck you. I'll say what I want. But
right. And this is the whole idea when you see like the push for like the mature minor and crap like that. Oh yeah, he loves his man.
Ew.
So with the idea of the mature minor, that no, actually they're just as capable of making informed decision and everything else. Well, exactly. So it's just this push, and I think they just are we still on YouTube? Yeah, okay, we're on YouTube for now. They just want to do kids like that. That's what it looks like. They just want to do kids.
Well, yeah, they're doing everything they can to make it okay, which is insanity to me. And then, I don't know. And then the same people who are voting for these things, you literally have them sitting there screaming about the whole Epstein files and Trump and stuff like that. And it's like, do you not realize what's happening in Canada? Like, fuck Trump, fuck Epstein and shit like that. Like you're sitting there and you have a shit against that. Look what's happening in Canada. Look at the shit you're voting for, please.
Well, no, and this is why, I think this whole Nancy Guthrie thing is like drama slop for women. It's everything you guys like women could ever ask for.
Oh my God, it's so intense.
Exactly. The drama, the intrigue. Is it the husband or the ex-husband? Did he do it? There's so many
brother-in-law. Maybe it's even the sister. Maybe they wanted some money. They're having hard times with financial issues right now. I don't know. The sister looked a little suspicious in some of those interviews. I don't know. And it's funny because they passed the deadline. The last that I reported on it, they had passed the deadline that day. And I haven't heard anything more. Do they know if she's even still alive? Have they shown a proof of life in any sort of way? No one said anything. So what's going on with this, guys? Like this is sounding extremely suspicious. And you even have Savannah go online or go on this post or whatever with her brother and sister stating, like, we hear you. We will pay. We will pay. Okay. But yet the Bitcoin thing or whatever wallet it is still empty. So what is actually going on here? I don't know. There's so many questions that I have and so many things that do not seem to be lining up that, I mean, for me, initially it was intriguing because it's like, whoa, this seems like something that would happen in a movie, you know, like some news co-host or news host, whatever, her mother gets kidnapped for ransom. Like, this is a movie shit. And I was like, well, this is happening in real life? What? This is crazy. But again, we've passed the ransom date and I don't know, you're still hopeful that your mom's alive, which, I mean, that's great. I actually really hope she is. Like, I genuinely hope she is. I hope she comes home okay. However,
Case in point.
I don't think it's gonna happen. See, yes, he is right, guys. I am in this. It has got me. But there's suspicions.
Case in point. Literally, the Epstein files is like the great filter for retards. And this is like this is the great filter for women that love like crime drama.
True crime. Fuck yeah.
See, exactly.
Give me the case files. Let's do this shit. I'll solve it. 100%. You're not wrong. I totally just proved your point without even meaning to prove your point.
See, like, but there was actually one law that when we were looking at like weird laws, one that it actually made sense. Well, not this one, but this is fun. In Toronto, it is illegal to swear in a public park. The rule, as seen in the Toronto Municipal Code, says while in a park, no person shall indulge in riotous, boisterous, violent, threatening, or illegal conduct or use profane or abusive language. If you're found swearing, you could face a fine of $200. But there was one. Yikes. Wait, what? In Halifax, Nova Scotia, taxi drivers are not allowed to wear T-shirts. Number 24 in Halifax's regional municipality bylaws for taxis and limousines states that the drivers must be dressed neatly and tidy at all times. They have to wear shoes and socks, keep their attire in, and absolutely cannot wear a T-shirt.
I can understand that for a limo driver because a limo, like when you think of a limo, you're paying a lot of money for it. It's supposed to be a fancy thing. Are you going to want a shirtless Bert Kreischer walking out, opening up your door? Now, if it was actually Bert Kreischer, I would say yes. But anybody else just like shorts, no shirt, opening up my door, I'd be like, thanks. I feel so important right now. But a taxi driver, like, it's a taxi. Who gives a shit?
Well, so there was a bylaw in Osborne Village in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Trying to see. I saw it, but no, I don't see it. But it's basically like a 2-block stretch of the street. You have like the citizens have to shovel it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's just like a 2-block stretch.
Interesting.
Yeah, so like why isn't that a thing?
You know what? I always like see.
Oh, here, hold on. Here, I have it here. So, 1983 sidewalk cleaning bylaw states that all persons owning or occupying property abutting the streets or streets listed shall remove or cause to be removed and cleared away snow, ice, dirt, or other obstructions from any sidewalk adjoining to their property within 48 hours of the time when the snow, ice, dirt, or other obstruction was formed or deposited thereupon. So it is between 2-block stretch. Specifically is Osborne Street between River and Stradbrook. This 2-block stretch, home of beloved institutions like the Music Trade, Music Trader, and Little Pizza Heaven.
Okay.
So,
well,
imagine if that was like citywide. Like, hey, take care of your community. Remember when we had that? I don't know if maybe we did play it, but like that unlearn chick, whatever, that lesbian chick, where
Yeah.
she had posted a video
I
like,
like her.
look at Toronto police or Toronto City. You didn't shovel my neighbor's driveway. How could you? After they just got like a
boy.
massive snowstorm. And I said, like,
Really?
this shows the idea of like removing your responsibilities, your duty to your community. And I said, why didn't you just grab a shovel and do it? Well, that's not my job. Who cares? How about just take care of your community? Go and help your neighbor.
Which I'll agree with. Now, this person you are speaking of, there's a lot of her stuff that I do enjoy. Not everything I agree with, obviously. Not obviously, but now you know. But I mean, the thing is, oh my god, I almost had a Beavis and Butthead laugh there.
I'll
Wow.
put it in their Discord.
What? Oh, okay. Anyway, so but when I was still living at home, like my dad always did the sidewalk in front of our house like say in the wintertime, he always snowblowed the sidewalk in front of our house. He always snowblowed the back lane behind our house. In the summertime, he mowed it or whatever, you know what I mean? And technically the boulevard is city property, but he still did. And that's the thing. It's in front of your property. Like take pride in your property, take pride in your community. And the thing is, like, I know for me, like I seen you, I've never told our kid to do this, which I probably should have, but I've never told our kid to go in front of our house and do the sidewalk as well when snow blowing. But
Yeah.
I know I have, and I've seen you do it.
Mhm.
But I've never actually, it wasn't until he made mention the other day that, why is dad doing the front of the house? Because sidewalk in front of our property? That's why?
It's just taking care of your community, taking pride in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And I mean, we do have a tractor that comes down our sidewalks in our town that does our sidewalks, which is great. But why not help the guy out? You know, like we have great plows that do the streets, and they have never blocked us in. They have never left a big ridge there that we've had to try to combat. They've always cleared out the ridges. Like, so why not help them out too?
Well, but it's that whole thing of being accountable to your community. Did you look on Discord? Look in the highly offensive memes. If you join our Discord, you too could see the highly offensive memes that were posted.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I should put our Discord in our description box. I don't think I have it.
Oh, I thought it was.
Oh, no, I don't think it is. Oh my god, hold on. That is so funny. Edit. Hold on. Where's the no limit?
Don't post it though.
No. I'm posting the link to our Discord, not to our.
Oh.
There we go. Okay. So to whoever can see this, who's with us right now, here you go. Oh my god, that's so funny.
Yeah. So
Where- I love it. I love it.
wait. Is anyone able to confirm? Isn't Upscroll, wasn't that like a big like scam?
What is that? Upscroll. What does that even mean?
It's it's supposed to be like government friendly Twitter or some crap like that. Upscrolled.
Oops.
Let's see.
Oops.
Oh, Upscrolled has
Dang it.
become embroiled in controversy following a rapid surge in users after the U.S. TikTok ownership. Oh, right, that's it. After there was a TikTok thing, which sparked fears of censorship. The app, founded by Palestinian, Jordanian, Australian, holy shit, pick a country, technologist Islam has had, I don't know, something ding 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 were promoted as a censorship-free alternative for voices suppressed on mainstream platforms, particularly pro-Palestinian content. However, it has since been widely criticized for failing to moderate harmful content. I love the internet. I love it. I love it. So JT says, so on rural, so no sidewalks, but 2 of us have snowblowers, and we actually do a few elderly neighbors' driveways around us. What goes around comes around. Oh, exactly. That's fantastic. I love hearing that type of stuff. Like, just you know,
Free honey. Loves it. I'd
I
go for
know.
some free eggs. Oh my god. Oh, fresh
mead.
chicken eggs.
Some mead.
It's the tits. So I did put our Discord in our description as of now. So if you cannot see it or get to it in the comment that I just left, it is in our Discord. I mean, fuck. In our description box. Words are hard.
So anti-Semitic and extremist content has proliferated on the platform with reports of users containing racial slur, Holocaust denial, glorification of Hitler, and support for terrorist organizations like Hamas. The ADL and other analysts documented multiple accounts promoting anti-Semitism, including influencers like Lucas Gage, Jake Shields, and Sam Parker. Some verified on the platform users have shared screenshots of posts that explicitly call for the violence against Jews, with one account declaring F the Jews and another posting a Der Stromer style character.
I love how clever people are.
No.
F the Jews. Oh, wow.
I know, right?
Good one.
Like,
Like someone calling me fat. It's like, good one.
oh no,
And it came
raccoon.
all day
Yeah.
for you to come up with that one.
I would like to have a pet raccoon. I think raccoons are freaking cool.
Do you remember the pictures out at the cabin? Oh my god, as if. I mean, so my
You mean the
dad
squirrel?
when he was younger. No, my dad when he was younger, they had a pet raccoon, and it's in photos literally on our wall.
Oh.
And well, it was his dumbass sister who brought it home. She wasn't a dumbass then, she's a dumbass now. But that's another story for another day. But she brought the raccoon home, and they ended up having a pet raccoon. So there's pictures of my grandfather playing with a raccoon and stuff like that. It's so fucking cute.
Oh.
And ever since I seen it, I was like, oh, I want a pet raccoon. But I couldn't get a pet raccoon, so I got a small version, which was a ferret. And I know you're like, a ferret is not a raccoon, but they still have those cute little bandit eyes. And yes, that was my raccoon. Wow.
Yeah. All right. So upscrolled is garbage. Well, okay. Well then. That's just
I love how he's actually talking about like a bad thing about raccoons. Like they took out their egg laying hens and some more chicks in the spring, and we're like, I want a pet raccoon.
I think
Sorry for your
raccoons are
loss.
cool.
That really sucks. They are little garbage bandits, and but they're really cute though.
Yeah, they're like fat and frumpy and
They
kinda
use their little
goofy.
hands to eat. It's so cute.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. I don't know. You know what? Let's end on a good note. I don't want to talk about the Tumblr Ridge thing. It's all over X.
We've done enough talking about it. There's nothing new that's come out. So we're not going to talk the same points to death.
Yeah.
Just
There's
saying.
a lot of like GoFundMe's have been set up. So I would encourage everyone out and listening to go and donate $5. Go donate $10. There is one thing that we are working on, and in discussions with other people. I thought this would be good, and genuinely, like I see like there's like a shit ton of you over on X. What if we started like a like a not like fitness, not like actual like fitness, but just like hey everyone, like this week we're doing, you got to get like 10,000 steps in or something, like whatever it is. Which it's not a lot. Like 10,000 steps in a week is not a lot. But you know,
no,
I'm
you
just
could.
like,
Some people do that in a day.
right. But like, I don't know if people would be down with that. Like, just just like
No sugar challenge for a week, or like something
Yeah.
like that. Like let's all get on a healthy track together.
yeah.
I
Like, I
don't know,
wonder
which game?
if people would be interested in taking part in that. I think it'd be cool. Maybe I wouldn't be such a fat fuck, but
Maybe.
the fuck you, dick.
Maybe I wouldn't be such a fat fuck.
Yeah,
We both wouldn't be fat fucks.
yeah.
I mean,
All right, let's get out of here.
okay. Yeah, anybody who took time out of their day to come sit with us, listen to us just being retarded and crazy, thank you. We love and appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget to hit the little subscribe button down below. Set attainable goals that are achievable and continue to wrap it up slowly. Boom.
Yeah.
10 push-ups in a week. Would be a lot for me. Anyway. We are live every Monday and Wednesday, 8 p.m. ish Central Time. And on Saturdays, 1 p.m. Central Time on Rumble X and YouTube. You can also check us out in all the other places listed in the description box below. The most active ones, I would say, are TikTok and X. He's in charge of the X. Hold on, which way am I going here? He does all the X. He does the trolling. Once in a blue moon, you'll see me on there. If you see somebody like one of our own comments, it's me liking his comment. So relax. It looks weird, but relax. But other than that, thank you very much for sitting with us. Subscribe, share. I know I've said that already, but I'm going to say it again. And have a fantastic weekend. Be kind to one another, and we will catch you guys again on Monday.
Leave the babies alone, you freaks.
Yeah, leave the babies alone and the kids alone. We out.